But will premiums go up? That's what people are most worried about.
Yeah, I think that is the questions that a lot of people ask about what happened to Integrated Shield top-up premiums when MediShield Life is introduced. People need to take note that the premiums of the insurance plan is affected by three factors: the claim experience of the portfolios the insurers have. The second one is the customers, I would say, the medical consumption behavior, and finally, medical inflations. I think the life insurance associations would like to assure all that the impact of this change to the Integrated Shield top-up portions would be minimal. We will do that through closely and continually monitoring and managing the costs. Right? And actually, we welcome MediShield Life Review Committee recommendations to work on three aspects. One is to look into enhancing the transparency, right, of the cost of healthcare. Second part is really working with the government to come up with some sort of benchmark so that it can help the insurers to manage the costs. And finally, doing some analytics, having the data to do analytics to identify big claims. So I think those aspects definitely will help us to manage claims. And finally, I think the most important one is education. We look forward to working with the government as well as the relevant stakeholder to make sure that people understand the difference between MediShield and the Integrated Shield plan.
Yeah, I mean, we were just having a chat earlier ourselves, saying how many people actually thought they were two entirely separate plans. Maybe Shannon, very quickly just explain why this is not really the case.
Yeah, I think MediShield and in future MediShield Life is actually the basic tier, and integrated plans are actually put on top of it. So it is actually a top-up plan over and above the MediShield Life. So that even if someone decides not to go for the top-up, they will still be covered under the MediShield. So it is not an either-or, it is and as Kah Xiang says, it is in a sense the IP is complementary to what MediShield already provides.
Well, David, your take on what you've been hearing so far. I mean, again, looking at the public sector, the healthcare system, I mean, is this the best way moving forward?
I think it is. I think we mentioned the two topics just before. I think the two big ones for me are transparency, getting more information out there for people to read through. But the other big part is education. I don't think people really understand what's involved in the two different types between MediShield Life and the IPs. But I think it then changes the conversation a bit around cost, which everyone's focused on, to value, which is what is the value that I get out of the plans, and what's the value that I'm looking for, so consumers get more choice. Because at the end of the day, I think across any industry, consumers are demanding to take more responsibility, whether it's for healthcare or for anything that they do. So choice is going to be important, and to have choice, you've got to have a better education process around what's there and more transparency.
And you just mentioned the value add. So what am I getting out of, and again, one question for people who have integrated plans and who now everyone has MediShield Life, saying, do I actually still need my integrated plan?
It really depends, right? It really depends. I think the minister has said it before. If those of you who wanted to have a better coverage, right, in terms of going to more than B2 and C1, I think it is important for them to get a better coverage from the Integrated Shield plan, because that covers you for B1, A, as well as the private hospitals. On top of that, the Integrated Shields plans have additional benefits, like, for example, pre and post hospitals and so on and so forth. It also has a rider that helps to cover the out-of-pocket, just like Stephen mentioned just now about, having to fork out the deductible, and the riders help to cover those as well. So in a way, it provides better value to the customers.
So in a way, you're saying it's really a case by case. Your own situation will determine what.